when I last interviewed you,
Yeah.
it was about 2 years ago, President Trump had just won. He was not the president yet. And I'd asked you what you thought of him at the time. And you said that you thought that he had mellowed, that he was calmer.
Yeah.
And I'm curious now, here we are.
Yeah. I still think that.
2 years later,
Yeah.
we've had lots of we had wars and tariffs and all sorts of things that have happened since then. What do you think?
I think he has. I mean, I'm comparing him to his first term.
Yeah.
And I think he is a more mature, more disciplined version of himself than he was in his first term. And, you know, so he's, again, I've worked with all the presidents. I will work with all the presidents, you know, and I hope to do that going forward if they'll have me. But we need our business leaders to provide input into the administration, regardless of who the president is. I'm not on the side. You know what? I'm on the side of America, and that is so important. Like, and that's where business leaders should be. It's just.
And do you think they're not?
No, I think we are, but we get perceived as being like, you know, partisan or whatever. Like, I was helping Obama every chance I could. I was helping Biden every chance I could. I still call Obama for advice. He's a very smart guy. And, you know, and by the way, people that are, Trump has lots of good ideas, and he's done he's been right about a lot of things. You have to give him credit where credit is due.
Let me pivot this whole conversation, if we could, to space, because we haven't really got there, and here we are in this. It's a mecca of sorts. I mean, it's really a remarkable.
It's amazing
thing to behold.
This, you know, this is what you're looking at here is billions of dollars of investment, and it's also, you know, employing 14,000 people, and it has an unbelievable future. It's very exciting.
So you've talked about this.
By the way, I want to make one more point before if we're about to move to blue that I just thought of, which is one of these things that I think you asked me at the very beginning, like, where does this, you know, kind of this anger come from? And, and I said it's kind of, you know, a tale of two economies. And I think that really is what's going on. But there are also some deep misconceptions that are worth people thinking about. And there are a lot of people who don't understand that this kind of zero-sum fallacy.
Right.
So, you know, they think that if there's a bunch of wealth over here, that there's a fixed pie.
Right.
You know, we've got one pizza, and there are 7 people, and there are 8 slices. Who's going to get 2 slices? That is not how economies work. So it isn't a fixed pie. It grows. So, and people get their mental model is that wealth is like water in a drought or food in a famine. It's, you know, you could hoard food in a famine. You could hoard gasoline in an energy crisis. You could hoard water in a drought. You could hoard toilet paper in a pandemic, as people did. But you can't hoard investment, right? So if you're like, if you have stock in a company, that's not hoarding, that's investing. And investing is more like farming. And you would definitely want to farm in a famine. Do you see what I'm saying? And so this, by the way, the billions of dollars of investment that have come here have come from that Amazon stock. Right. And by the way, when I sold that Amazon stock, I paid capital gains on it.